Hey guys, I'm Timmy.
I'm Justin.
And I'm Nathan.
And today it's all about ATV. Not all-terrain vehicles, but amateur television.
Yep.
What? They let us on TV too?
Coming up. There's where he goes. All right, so Nathan has some cool gear here. We've talked about it before. We maybe even put it on screen. I can't remember. There's an aspect of amateur radio that isn't practiced a lot, but Nathan's had some experience with earlier in the hobby, in his earlier years in the hobby. The amateur television. Not the amateur television, but amateur television.
Yeah, it's a version of, or it's a part of amateur radio.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
what's this little box you got over here?
So, yeah, get your phone
I'll
out.
take a little clip for him.
Yeah.
Because we've got it all put together just right. We don't want to move around much.
It's
so we'd spin it
working,
around.
So. All right, so
okay, we're rolling.
Okay, so this is the AEA, or Advanced Electronic Applications Incorporated, VSB-70 fast scan TV transmitter. What that means is there is such a thing as slow scan, and basically slow scan is sending a single picture. Fast scan is full motion video. So not HD, however, it is strictly the old analog slow.
Think rabbit ears.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and I've got my trusty handy dandy camera here, which is actually a pretty nice one. This is a 3-chip, 3CCD. They usually refer to these as prosumers, but the picture of this is even though it's not HD, it is really good.
Absolutely.
So it gives a good signal source for us to use for. Now I do have the bigger one too, but it gives a good signal source for this, and I can carry this one.
So what we've got, we have just off screen, we have a quarter wave 70 centimeter antenna, just like you use on a mobile ham radio.
Yep.
Or a handheld, and
mag mounted to the top.
We do. It's on the top of an old oscilloscope we have off screen. And the television is tuned. You set them to the cable television setting. There's antenna and CATV for the old analog cable systems. And we actually, could you not, have a push pin in the jack because we didn't have any rabbit ears around here.
Like thumbtack push pin, yeah.
But that works because that's all the more gain we needed to make this work. So this is on cable TV channel 59. Which is about, what, 439 megahertz, something like that, is the center of the channel?
Should be, it's actually dead on. It's like 439.25, and I think that's what I'm actually on.
So when he flips the switch on this box, it's just going to be television.
Yep, so, right.
There you go. That's amazing.
Wow. I'm pretty excited about it.
So, there's our camera.
Yep.
So as you're watching us, we're going to start watching you.
There you go.
Some of the noise in the picture, ignore that. That's honestly because
we're very close to transmitter.
We're very
we actually have a monitor off screen for Nathan, and it's a lot clearer even. So.
Yeah, and I'll show you a picture of that.
We think that TV might have some color setting issues, but it is working. So.
Of course, you always have to.
Ooh, yeah, it does the neat mirror thing.
So you see, like, there's our light.
Oh yeah.
But this camera actually works really, really well. It's not really part of the initial demonstration, but for video source, it works nice.
Tie-in for its era, especially.
Really, in the prosumer world, this was a pretty good one. This is was a Sony 3CCD, whatever model number. In case you're curious, it's a Handycam Pro. Pro.
Nice.
Video high 8, and it does take the high 8 tapes and all that kind of stuff. I don't know.
But this would have worked with any video camera that you had out, or any video source, really, for that matter, right?
So, absolutely. So you could hook a switcher into this if you want to get some old analog gear like this. You could get a video switcher and everything right into this, and it would work.
About how much RF output is that device?
This is putting 1 watt.
1 watt. Okay.
So it's not a high power device.
No.
I do have an amp for this that sits on the output of this thing, which supposed to be a 100-watt amp, but because it's so wide banded, it's only putting out about 40. And beyond 40, and you could kind of tweak it to go beyond that, but beyond that you start causing image degradation, like bad image degradation.
That actually makes sense.
Because of the way that the sync pulses work and everything, it starts chopping the high frequency sync pulses. So
Yeah,
anyway,
an NTSC, or even just an analog black and white color television signals, or television signal in general, is a complex thing. It's like the audio is on FM on a side of the channel, and the actual picture is 6 megahertz wide, but it's amplitude modulation, the actual video signal.
Yeah,
I think.
the video is.
Yeah.
And it gets even weirder than that because this is a full resolution camera, full 525 line resolution out.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's because it is a 3-chip decent machine.
Sure.
I mean, it even has like neutral balancing filter or neutral density filters rather, and some other nice fun things on there, which makes the image, even though it is not HD, let's see better.
It's not bad. As far as an ST signal, it's
even by
pretty sharp.
today's standards, it's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I mean, ignore the wiggly picture.
Yeah,
of
that's
that
still
one.
on.
That's a function of the receive that it's
That's
getting.
your wonky.
I almost think we're about out of wire. The further away I get it, the better it seems to work.
Yeah, I think we're just overloading it. But if we hook this camera directly to that TV, it would look beautiful.
Sure, yeah.
So I'm using it as.
But the
as
fact that
best
we're
source.
just transmitting this legally on amateur radio,
Yeah, and it is fully legal to do.
it is. And usually you would throw your call sign on screen or on the audio. We'll say it's on the audio in this
And
case.
it is
so
so I'll turn that up now so you can hear us, and I may just identify.
Yeah, there you go.
KB9GMU.
There you go. So, and the audio is working. We just have it turned down due to feedback. But
and I have audio gain here too. So
sure, yeah.
I just have it turned down right now because it's not really needed. But
yeah.
So and I have a video switcher. So we'll have to next time we get together to do this, I will bring the switcher and we can hook up 2 or 3 cameras and show you how the whole thing works. But basically, this was just to demonstrate amateur television when it's working, because this is the.
Can we use that massive broadcast camera?
That would be really neat.
Just weighs it. It actually it is a beautiful picture on that thing, but it weighs a bloody ton.
I want to see that thing work once in my life.
That is pretty neat. I
picked it up once in the house. It was really something to have on your shoulder.
Yeah, and guys carried that thing around.
I was thinking like the 80s when you saw the news crews and the huge camera on the guy's shoulder. That
was actually from University of Texas, I think it was, or Texas A&M, something like that. They sold them all on eBay.
Right.
And it was from, I want to say it was new in 1992 or 93, something like that.
Oh, so it's newer than.
Yeah, you got some.
You got enough wire?
Yeah.
I was tinkering.
Let me get you under. I'm tied up in this. There we go.
Yeah, this was obviously flip-out screen for the viewfinder days.
Just barely.
It has a black and white viewfinder like the old,
does it?
the
Nice.
old
Yeah,
VHS camcorder.
Now, does it have can you flip the eyepiece up so that you can still look at it?
It appears to, but I'm not going to mess with it.
Yeah, so that was a feature of the cameras that we had in school. The eyepiece would flip up so you could still hold it out here and see it.
And you can turn that all the way to we can see it too, but
sure.
So you can adjust for up close or distance.
Oh, sure, yeah. Cool.
And that was, and so this camera, which is not really the initial point of this, but it's a good camera to show off. So I've used this, the camera has an amazing zoom. And you can see it zooming into our Audacity recording for audio there. It's recording on my Mac. So through our little mixer there with all our wireless mics hooked up.
An analog tour of the 3 old Dudes Tech setup. Yeah. Okay, it's actually basically all Nathan's, but I own the TV.
That's true. The TV is handy because I don't actually own one of those TVs, and I really want to, but I haven't had time to.
Come across one somewhere. Yeah.
So the one that I own that's about this size, funny story. The volume, it's electric volume, but the button is broke.
Oh, sure.
So
you
can't turn it down.
Oh, no.
It's at max.
That's a problem.
That's where it's going to be.
There's some models that had that problem back in the day.
I've had this TV so long, I actually did use it with rabbit ears in the first year or two. When my wife and I first got married and we were excessively poor, this was our little television. And it's still around. I think my parents actually bought it for me for Christmas the year I got married. 2001-ish, right before the flat screens came out.
Even back then, this was a pretty small TV to have.
I saw them at Walmart in Bedford in a big pallet. They had purple ones and blue ones, and I said, those are kind of neat. I'd like to have one of those. And apparently my mom got wind of that, so the color of them I liked. I thought it was unique. So and the kind of see-through case it has. Anyway, feel like we talk about this TV every time it's on air.
It's just trying to
Well,
be.
but
But
it's,
this still,
it kind of looks like an old
this
iMac.
is the third time we've used it.
Trying
So.
to be an iMac.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a good TV for that kind of stuff.
Heck
And that's
yeah.
the nice thing, but like analog video, especially some things like if you look like a TRS-80, which I will bring next time,
Sure.
and which I have fully functional. It's still ugly yellow. I
Yeah.
need to de-yellow it, but and even some of the Commodore 64 stuff looks better on a CRT TV because of the way that it generates color.
It does. Most of your older
yeah.
analog video games look better. I think this would even look better on this, and does. Like if we put this on a 4:3 on a flat TV, it's not going to have this quite as good of a look in a lot of cases.
Yeah, it's going to try and convert that to it's
Because it is
yeah.
all conversion
Yeah.
for those.
Yeah, it really
so.
is all conversion. Yeah, but you know, like an old camera, like for in the amateur television world, back a little bit to this, but so this thing is kind of funny. I will actually show it on here.
Absolutely.
I'll do that.
Should. Yeah.
So it's a little dark, but I'm sorry, it didn't show
What we
up.
got here? It's okayish on this one. Still shaky.
Well, so this connector there
Or just
is
muddle with it.
which
We had a screen roll going on this one.
still
No, it's okay now. It was really rolling when you're touching the thing, though.
Oh well, yeah. All right, so
We threw it together in like literally 5
Yeah.
minutes.
I think
So-
we have rabbit ears. This would help some too.
We can set it somewhere else too.
yeah, I think it's just the fact that it's just so.
Here's what we're gonna do.
I can't believe there's
Where-
not rabbit ears
Timmy's
around here.
Timmy's got you.
Rabbit
We
ears.
got you. Hang on.
You're gonna take-
Continue.
Okay, or you could just point that here. We can actually see it this way. Yeah,
Well, I
I
thought
like
the idea was okay. You're right.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay, so let me set that back there.
Yep.
I'll do that. All right. So on the front of this, just to give you an idea of how it works. So you've got an old style camera connector. So if you had one of the cameras that required a VCR to hook to, this thing would actually run it directly. So you'd hook it straight to here and then power the camera and everything else. Your selector video camera, camera on, camera off is just the power supply shut off to that. You have 2 channels you can choose from. So there's one. So if I punch the other, it'll go off. Sort of off. Yeah.
Pretty close. Maybe
Yeah.
58, 59 or something like that.
Yeah. Video gain, which is exactly it's the brightness, but it's actually the entire gain
The gain of the whole signal. isn't it?
signal and all.
So cut that back and what
yeah,
happens?
so if you cut that back, you'll start seeing it kind of fade off, and then
Oh yeah. okay, yeah.
And then you
It's
lose
the
the signal.
whole
Starts to
signal. You just
flicker
get a
and-
black screen.
So if
Yeah.
I overdo it, it should almost probably
Yeah.
yeah. So look at the computer, you can see the tearing on it.
Oh yeah.
So you can see the tearing on the. If I back it down just a little bit, it works.
Oh yeah.
So that's just getting the, and it has audio level, audio gain. The Crystal VFO is for receiving only, and then receive transmit. So if I, that takes it off air,
Right.
that's back on.
Okay. Yeah.
And then power, and then on the back of it, which we're going to cause all kinds of havoc, I'm sure.
So far it hasn't.
You've got, you've got audio, and it's mono. This is a mono. unit.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure someone did make one of these stereo, but for amateur, you can't. Same rules apply, so you can't run music or anything like that across
No.
it. So, so you have audio and video in. You have TV out, which is channel 3 or I think it's just 3 out. RF attenuator for overload of receiving. Your antenna connection, and power, which is strictly just 13.8 volts DC.
Cool.
So we're running it on a very, very overpowered, which is really funny too, because if you look at that, the amp ratings.
Yeah, it's not full of anything.
It doesn't show anything at all. It's like just dead. Yeah, but it's not pulling a whole lot of power again. It's
No.
just, and then our little antenna there.
Yep, I got it. Yeah. See.
The funny thing is the zoom on this camera. I love the zoom on this camera because it really goes in.
Oh yeah.
And that's all mechanical zoom.
Sure.
Right.
So it's not degrading.
Good
the
old
image.
optics.
Yeah, optic
Real
lenses,
life
I love
optic
those.
lenses.
So another thing I want to show you guys, which is still kind of connected to the same world, is a book that I think that every ham should at some point at least pick one up. They don't have to pick up a new one, but
Yeah.
you do need to pick up. Yeah, there you go. But it's a handy book. It's the Amateur Radio Handbook.
Yep.
Handy book, handbook.
It's a good thick book.
And
download this?
I have a collection of several of
Maybe.
these.
You might be able to,
And I just gave one to a friend of mine who did not have one, and he really needed to have a handbook. But in this thing, teaches you electronics. It will teach you how to assemble antennas, how to build things.
Absolutely. It's quite thick.
It is quite thick, but it has sections on, I mean, it's just like tons and tons, like how electromagnetism works, how airflow works, you know, here's digital electronics.
There's some rectifiers.
Yeah, there's
Talked about those in the C64 repair video last week.
yeah,
Or
and
last,
that's
recently.
actually modulator demodulator.
Yeah. Okay, it is. Yeah.
Which is the same thing where, you know,
Yeah.
coarse crystal filtering, you know, so it goes on, including like actually building things. So, and then of course it has in the back, let me get to some technical stuff back here that's kind of handy, like 7-element filter gain concepts. You've got abbreviations for different things. US metric conversion,
Oh yeah, that can be useful.
which I don't know why they call it US customary to metric conversion.
Huh.
Because it's actually English measurements.
Right.
We still use miles and
Customary.
feet and all that around here. Well, instead of kilometers and meters like the rest of the world, but well, most of the rest of the world. So it also has like terms like PEP. I just saw that one. But anyway, so you in the reference side, you also have like electronic part references, and there's a fun one.
Sure.
It's a great reference book.
It's quite biblical in girth.
Oh boy, yeah, and they come out every year, and the ARRL American Radio Relay League puts these out, and they, like I said, they come out every year, and they've come out since the 1920s, and the earliest one I have is from the 1930s.
Nice.
I've been trying to collect. I thought I would go ahead and just try and collect them all because you can pick these up at Hamfest, especially ones that are like 70s and before. You can pick them up for $3 to $5 a piece. I mean, you don't have to buy a new one necessarily. This is a 2001.
Sure.
I think I actually paid $5 for this particular one.
Oh wow.
So is there different or new information in each handbook?
Yes. Now, if
Look
you
and see
go,
if we had another one, but I don't see any
I
others
don't
right now.
think we do. I
Well,
just
that's
brought
why I
this
see one
with
around
me.
here somewhere. So.
I bet there's one in this building somewhere.
Sure.
It would shock me if there wasn't, honestly. But
We're literally
the,
in a ham club.
yeah, we are actually in our clubs. So, but this book gives you and it as for what's different each one, everyone has changes a little bit here and there per year. Sometimes they'll have a complete redo. I mean, I think they did that in maybe 2000 or something like that.
Sure.
It really did change a lot. And they changed formats because from the beginning till about I think it was 1980 or 81, they were smaller than this. But they were all
I
the
had one from
same.
1978 that was quite a bit smaller.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty thick, but it wasn't as big of a book.
Yeah, it's not as big a book. And then in front of that one, it had ads.
Oh.
Because
cool.
now,
Yeah.
who really wants to run an ad in a book?
Yeah.
No, you go online, right? All right. So, but back in 2001, well, you just kind of do that. But back in like 78, I mean, there was no such thing as online.
Reminds
So
me. Keep talking. I saw something over here that ties into that.
if I wanted to own one of these from 2019, how much would I have to give the ARRL?
I would have to look up what the new ones actually cost. I think they're about $50 now.
I saw this
Oh,
over
that's a lot
here
of money.
just now, and it caught my eye.
Oh, the now you're talking about. Yeah.
But this is the Now You're Talking edition that I used to get my license. This is the
Now
one.
You're-
So,
That's the one.
yeah, that is the one.
Let's see what radio they had on the cover.
It looks like a standard. One of the old
Oh, it
standard
is on
brand ones.
standard
Yeah.
radios. Yeah.
Vortex?
Yeah. Well, that was before they were bought. It was actually a
Oh.
standalone brand. Yeah, this is the 1997 edition. So, but you said ads, and I remembered this, and I'm right. It has ads in the back.
It has ads in the back. Yeah.
Vintage at this point.
Well, back in the day, I mean, you know, you didn't really have a good way to.
Ham radio outlet, 22 years ago. They're still
Yep.
around. So.
HRO still is in existence.
Yes.
Yeah. At one point, I actually worked for RNL.
Oh, that's cool. It's like not one of these radios is still in production.
Oh no, probably not. What are they? What are they good ones?
There's the ICOM IC2000. The start of that line is here.
Let's see. Take a picture of this.
Sure.
It's an ad. I don't think they're going to care at this point. None of this stuff exists. I'm trying to think if there's a. So around that era, that's when I bought that. What was that thing? The T2, that quad band HT.
Yeah.
The hardest radio I've ever had to program, and I thought some of the ones are harder. That thing was a nightmare.
MFJ's still selling most of this stuff. I know they're still selling the Pocket Morse tuner for $80. You might get software for
Slow
free.
scan TV.
Oh, cool.
Description in this book.
Yeah, that's 2001 edition, yeah. So.
Yep. Yeah, and slow scan TV, which is just one picture at a time, is actually still popular in certain areas.
I think it's neat. Some guys don't really see the point of it, but I have decoded it many times, and I have practiced sending it with at least one ham friend, using phones and HTs that are near, just to show them what it was. Kind of nearby.
Yeah, it was
a couple years
simple to do.
Yeah.
The funny thing, I like this. Oh, so 2001 was when this book was made. Obviously, it says 2001 on the front of it. Duh. But so the funny thing is here, come on, one page. There. So like they're talking about ham radio and that kind of stuff in here. How old is that radio?
Oh my.
1970s. I'm sure it's probably copyrighted. I'm sure we can't actually use it, but you know.
Well, yeah. There's a picture.
I'll put it up, but it'll be simplified and shrunk, so I don't care.
Think about that.
I just kind of laugh about that because, okay. So I had asked the ARRL at one point. I had emailed them. This is I don't know. I think I got someone on a bad day, but I'd emailed them to ask if I could use one of their books as a video series on how to do electronics.
Sure.
Not only did I not get a no, I got threats.
Oh my.
Man,
And I was like,
very
okay.
amateur radio of them.
Yeah, no doubt. I honestly expected to know. I said, no, well, it's copyrighted material. And those I did not expect to get literal threats back. That was like, okay.
We'll take you to court, right? Yeah.
It was like, absolutely not. I mean, it was like mean. I'll show you that. I don't want to put it on because I'm sure the person who sent it really had a bad day, and they probably don't even work there anymore. But it was downright mean. I'll show it to you guys on one of these days. But yeah, so there's a lot of things. Like there's helical antennas, there's STS. I remember when that happened.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a ton of things in that book. Even if you don't do ham radio, so much information's in that book. You should really consider picking one up.
Yes.
From the 80s up till now, is still a great amount of information.
And this series is no longer in print, but it's been replaced at the ARRL by a book called The Ham Radio Technician's License Manual. And that's what they sell today that replaced this series once they got a few editions deep. They redid the whole idea.
If I can find it, the book I had was Now You're Talking from 1990.
It's probably the first one. It'd be about 2 editions behind this one.
And I had, and of course it came with the, now see, I've been licensed long enough that I had to have Morse code. So, for my novice.
Yeah.
So I took the novice.
CW, it's an evil mistress.
So you'll notice this one this book was a little different. That may have been when they discontinued it because it took you through the novice written because you had to pass that first. And then the technician written. So I had to take 2 written tests to get my no-code tech. That's how it was until the year 2000, I think. So
You were a no-code?
I was a no-code technician, they called it. Yeah. So.
So I was trying to look up the price, but it still says pre-order on September.
Yeah, because at this point they're just wanting to buy, get the new ones when they come out. If I find the price of the
2017, you can get for $35 on eBay or on Amazon.
There you go. Yeah, and these show up on eBay all the time. And Hamfests, you can find these by the pile. I mean,
Yeah.
Hamfest.
We hope you've enjoyed this one. We'll talk on ATV and handbook here. So I guess we'll say goodbye for now. So until next time, I'm Timmy.
I'm Justin.
And I'm Nathan.
That's a weird selfie. And this is 3 Old Tech Dudes. Later.
See ya.
Later.
Hey guys, it's an audio mark.
Say what's Mark got to do with anything.
So's that. Hey guys.
I don't want to synchronize on that one.
Got a lot of trash videos out of this session already.
I think I smell that one.
Sorry.
Dude.